If you love music, then do more than just listen. Connor's Music. All right, welcome to John Connors Live. It is November 6th. There we go. And we are live from Connors Music as usual. Kind of exciting. I'm always excited when there's like a brand new product to share with you, especially when it's like in this case, it's a pre-launch product. Black Mountain sent us the email that they were going to be putting this product out. It's now, I think, available online through them, but hasn't hit stores yet. So, so we get to give you a quick insider scoop, a quick demo. I haven't done anything with this yet. So we're going to be experiencing this live together on the internet. So if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you say hey, and your comments will come in, and I'd like to respond to them and answer any questions you have or comments, and we can just have a great conversation about a Canadian company releasing their new Flatpick. Now, for those of you, maybe, I don't know how familiar you are with the company and what they've been offering. So I'll start with that quickly. I got really excited about Black Mountain picks because they released a thumb pick that had a spring on it, and that was huge for me because I should have brought one just to show you. I've got them here. I use them all the time. But I was excited because I wanted to get more into fingerstyle, and but I always found thumb picks would just squeeze my thumb too much, or they'd be too loose and they'd wiggle around while I was trying to play it, and that was absolutely frustrating for me. So when I was trying to get into this, I'd always just use my thumb, and that can work, you know. Tip this down a little bit so you can see a little more guitar. Oh, you still got to see my hair. Try to find the right balance there. Right? But that low note, I like it when it's a little more present, like when you have a pick versus that's a significant difference to me. And I'm just playing it into a microphone today. I didn't use a pickup. I'm using the Aston Stealth mic just off screen here. And that way you can hear it, just the acoustic guitar. I'm using an SM58 on stand for my vocals. And then I'm using a Seagull, which is a Canadian-made guitar, Seagull Entourage in Autumn Burst, as autumn wraps up here in Ontario. So then I got excited about these picks. It really got me on fire with fingerstyle. It's something I use with my band when I play live. I use it in teaching. I've used it in the studio. It was a game changer for me. So every time they're releasing something new, it's a little higher on my radar than maybe other companies because it was such a cool thing. So so today we received a package from them. This little cool box here, Black Mountain. It came with, I ordered some other stuff. So it came with the order, and in the box is the brand new. Hey, hi, awesome Jess. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comment. So it came the brand new, and I don't even know if I'm going to be saying this right. I should have there's always a little more preparation I should do. So feel free to get on my case about that. All right. So this is the brand new Tagua Flatpick, and that's the material that they use to make it. So that's what that's all about. So I'll just tell you that it's got a smooth surface. I can definitely tell you that, and it allows for fast picking, which I felt was true, and precise articulation. Like I've just tried this one pick here just for a few minutes before today's show. And so here's what they look like. Okay. And they came in a cool little container here. So it's a smooth material, the Tagua, and it's they've described it as very ivory-like, but vegetable made, which I didn't do the science on that. So if anyone knows more about that and wants to add that to the comments, that'd be really helpful to me. So it's vegetable ivory. And then embedded in the center of this thing is a cork grip for maximum control. It's a thick pick, so if you like flexible picks, this will not be the one for you. It's a 2.5 mil thickness, and the idea is exceptional tone and fast playing. So it would work great for acoustic or electric. You don't have to, be specific that way. What I found out of the gate was that I originally thought when I saw this image of this pick that I was going to want to hold it with my thumb over the cork. And then I switched a little bit and put my index on the cork. Same tone because it seems beveled fairly equally, but there's like a little groove in the center of the pick on the non-cork side, and I felt like my thumb fit better in there. I'm sure there's not like a fully right or wrong way to do this, but that's what felt good to me, is holding it like that. So that would be something interesting to see what people think. Because yeah, like it's as it hits the pick here, the beveling is equal on either side, so that wouldn't mess anyone up. But just going the other way, I felt like it was sort of a little smooth there, and this was kind of nice to just really grip it like that. So that's the kind of neat thing about this. And then what we're going to do is I brought two other picks today, so as we go along, I'd like to compare what we're hearing tone wise. So I will turn the reverb on and just make sure this mic is nice and loud, and we're going to just do a little shootout, if you will, comparison between the Tagua pick by Black Mountain, and another pick that's known for tone. It also happens to be Canadian made, and then a nylon pick, like just a standard nylon pick. And nylon picks are very flexible, so that's where they often are popular. But it'll be interesting to compare the tone, and that'll be something that, like, again, becomes your personal choice, and that's why, like, we have a full pick case at Connor's Music of different options, and we have on the wall a huge selection of variety packs, because everyone has their own preferences, and feel can kind of supersede tone sometimes. I think that as much as I love it to sound as good as possible, whoa, sorry for banging that, it's also important that it feels right to you. So I was talking to a customer today who's moving to a lighter pick for the right feel, and I'm like, that's absolutely the right choice then. And then, but if you felt like tone is something you're trying to achieve, like the nicest sound out of your guitar, the right material for tone is going to have a big impact, I think, and we're going to find that out today. All right, and then Gary says hi. Thanks so much for that, Gary. Thanks for tuning in. We got a lot of eyeballs, and then I think some of you get shy to say hi. Don't be shy. Say hi. And if you don't want me to make a big deal about your comment, just say, like, don't say anything, but I wanted to say hi. Don't put me on the screen. Don't put me on the spot. I'll try to respect that. Okay. In the background, I've got my Argos jersey with the poppy on it. So this is done as a double benefit. On the weekend, I went to see the Argos win against the Ottawa Red Blacks. They punched their ticket to the Eastern final by winning the Eastern semifinal. It was an amazing game. We had a great time. I've kind of blown my voice out cheering for them, so you're going to get subpar vocals and hopefully extremely great guitar tone today is what I'm shooting for. And then, of course, we got the poppy on there. Everyone, make sure you go pick one up at a store and make your donation. And on November 11th, so on Monday, we're going to be out helping the Sutton, the Legion, put on some events on both on Sunday and on Monday, actually. So if you're available and you can come out to either the Cenotaph in Sutton or in Keswick, make sure you get out and remember. All right. So Dan says, hey, how's it going, Dan? Hey, that's a great profile pic there. Dan with his banjo. And I think that's the Music Made Me Smile t-shirt that we put out in the same time that I was getting used to Black Mountain thumb picks. And Dana says, greetings, fine sir. Greetings, fine sir, to you as well. So, and that reminds me, he's got a great profile. I'm going to put up there again of his pick, which I haven't forgot about, Dan. I'll get back to you about soon. All right, so I'm gonna do a tune with the Black Mountain Pick, and then we're gonna do a shootout. So let's start with a Canadian song by David Usher called St. Lawrence River. It's got some cool riffs in it, so that should give you a good chance to hear this guitar in action and pick, more importantly. All right, here we go. The mic cord got in the way. There we go. Smells in the air. See there, it's crashing. The final impressions. Stains on the paper where words fell like water. Unearth all the changes that never did matter. I think it's beginning to freeze here. Caught in the rage and the fire of things, all the brightness that burns me, fumbling through in the child in the dark. When the nakedness comes, I am shocked by the color. The glorious weight of your skin comes alive. And I never thought we'd make it back so soon. Might be nice, but I knew you'd be your own destroyer. Comes a time when I always thought I'd make it up to you. Here, please forgive me. I could escape all the bitterness piled upon bitterness, and in the face of the things that I don't understand, intellectualize. Over and over, this helplessness suits us. It's funny how quiet has slipped to our corners, worn all our edges away. You're watching, breathing, baby, wanting and warming, and consciously waiting for some simple signal to creep across your conscience, uncover redemption. Know that I mentioned I carried it down to the St. Lawrence River. The blanks run dirty, the water's beginning to freeze here. Solid by morning, and I'll freeze here. Be winter by morning, comes alive. And I never thought you'd get me back so soon. Might be nice, but it's only if my own destroyer. Comes a time, and I always knew I'd make it up to you. Saw your face, such a curious grin as I let go your hand. I was desperate to hold you again, but you're sinking too deep in the water. I've smarted myself and so easily gave up what I wanted. Solid by morning, what I wanted. Be winter by morning, comes alive. But I never thought you'd make it up so soon. Might be nice, but I always knew you're my destroyer. Solid by morning, and I'll freeze here, be winter by morning. All right, there we go. So a little St. Lawrence River there by David Usher. A couple of cool comments came in while I was playing. So Dan says thanks and yes. So I got the shirt right, got the banjo right. Is that the cello banjo? Let's see. Dan's got a fine collection of banjos, so it could be any one of them, but I feel like that might be the cello banjo. And Danielle says, "Hey there, happy Wednesday." Happy Wednesday to you. I don't know why, Danielle. I thought it said Happy Valentine's Day. I think because you have the smiley face. It's stars, but I thought it was hearts at first, but it's stars in her eyes. There we go. And Steve said, okay, well, I'll double back here. Dan says, yes, it is. So I got the shirt right and the banjo right. So I'm nailing it tonight. And Steve says, I'm listening live, but he's out in the showroom here. So maybe on your phone, or are you on the Wi-Fi here? No, that's fine. You can be. And so there you go. So I've already marked up my Tagua pick because of all that fast picking. I've marred the top of the pick there. These strings might need to be freshened up on this guitar. That does happen in showrooms because we encourage people to come on and play the guitars here in the showroom and try them out. That's how you know if you're going to fall in love with an instrument in a lot of cases. So sometimes sometimes you figure it out and you can call and send me one of those and it's going to be the perfect thing. But I think a lot of times, especially acoustic guitars, I think are the biggest one where you just got to sit and play them and one's going to speak to you. So yeah, we'll give it a fresh set of strings. So but with that in mind, we're going to still do the pick shootout because they're all dealing with the same slightly worn strings, so that's not an issue. Let's go. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go to the nylon pick first and just strum a chord and do one little riff. And then I'm going to go to the next tone pick now, the one that's a little stiffer, not quite as rigid as the Tagua pick, and not as thick, but out of a material that's designed with tone in mind. And then we'll go to the Tagua. And then I want you guys to say which one you like the sound of best. And we might get a neat variation here. Like, even though arguably one pick is made for tone and another one's not, if you like the sound of the nylon pick, that's going to be the first pick, then say so. It's again what like the sound of is what we're looking for right now. And then, of course, like I said earlier, feel is going to supersede this in a lot of cases. So you might come in and say, okay, I love the sound of that Tagua pick, but ooh, that's too thick for me, or it doesn't flex enough. And that's more than fine. I'm going to turn the reverb on and, like I said, do a couple chords, little riff, switch picks, and then we're going to get our verdict here. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, you can put your votes in there. Nobody's going to be wrong. Now, Dan put an interesting thing drop them on a table and listen to the pick hit. And I would totally do that. I don't have a lot of table service in front of me to do this, nor is the table mic'd. So I'd be just listening, going, that's all. But we have done this drop test, if you will, in the showroom with different material things that are tone oriented. And back in the day, probably when Dan and I first did a drop test in the store, we had a glass counter. So it was like, if it hit and it wasn't a really great tone thing, you'd hear, and then if it was something that was enhancing tone, you'd hear its harmonic resonance off this glass top, like very dramatically. Do you remember that, Dan? But now we do have nice wooden tables, like desks in the showroom that my brother Dave built, and they're good for it too. Like you'll hear it quite nicely. So what do you think? Pick A, nylon. Pick B, made for tone, or the new Black Mountain pick. Which one did you like the sound of best? And then I'll reveal what the other picks are after. So just, put them in the comments there. We got enough of you watching for a nice vote here. So just, I'm not doing a big, actual vote. Just put in, I like the first pick or I like the second pick. And then, and Dan says, yeah, we've done that a couple of times, different drop tests. So, and just like, again, we're just dropping it, a couple inches and going, ooh, do we like the sound of that? So, but based on what you just heard, which pick do you like the sound of best? While you're thinking about that, I'm going to get a sip of water so I can try to articulate better on this next song, and I'll give you another tune. Oh, my goodness. I was hitting the cable, then I was hitting the mic stand now. Clumsy day for John Connors on John Connors Live. I am going to go back to the Tagua for this song. I'm going to try this one. I didn't get enough time to practice it, but we'll see how it goes. Nice song for playing guitar. Well, I think it's fine building jumbo planes or taking a ride on a cosmic train. A switch on summer from the slot machine. You get what you want, and if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Hey. Well, you roll on roads over fresh green grass, pull your lorry loads, pumping petrol gas, and you make them long, and you make them tough, but they just go on, and it seems you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? Well, you've cracked the sky, scrapers fill the air, but you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there. Oh, will you make us laugh, or will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? Oh, I know we've come a long way, but change it day to day. But tell me, when did the children play? That worked not bad. Felt good about that. So Dan's the only one to vote so far for. He's the only one to vote so far, and he says the third pick. And it was interesting because at first, when I first strummed the third pick, Dan, I thought, I don't know, it might have been number 2. And then I played it a little bit, and I thought I liked the brightness of number 2, but there was a neat balance and warmth that came from the third pick, the Tagua, that I was thinking just bright, like it was this ivory material, thick pick. I was thinking it was gonna be nice and bright and present. And although it has that, it was a little warmer than maybe the second pick. So I'm gonna wait and see if I can get another vote or two in on this before I reveal the other picks and we declare a winner of the shootout today. But Dan says the third pick. He also says Cat Stevens, and he's 100% accurate. That was the tune. Where Did the Children Play by Cat Stevens. And I really appreciate the compliment there. Thank you so much. Yeah, nice resonance. Agreed. From this pick, it's given nice response off the strings, and and I've messed this pick up with nice string darkness, because it's a really pretty pick. Like, if you go to the website, they've got them up on the Black Mountain website. You can see see how pretty they are. What we will be doing. Hey Arnold, how's it going? He heard me say this needs fresh strings. Arnold was like, "Yep, you do. Get some nice new strings on this guitar for sure." Because it's all part and parcel of the tone. Like, that's to really circle back. Like, you could say, okay, I'm going to buy a super high end guitar, and then you don't change the strings. Well, it's not going to sound great. You buy a super high end guitar, put nice strings on it, use a piece of plastic that's not that good in tone. You're not going to get the nicest sound. You buy a nice high-end guitar where they decided to cheap out on the nut and saddle and use plastic. Maybe you're not going to get the nicest tone. But if you can check all those boxes, so, for those of you maybe aren't aware, so this piece here, that's the nut, and the strings go right through it. So that's going to affect the tone. And the saddle, the bridge saddle, is right down here. And on certain guitars, they've gone with plastic for that. On this guitar, I believe they've used Graph Tech. Sometimes I can see. It does look like it for sure. That it's Tusk by Graph Tech, which is a Canadian company as well. Yay! And so they did that for their nut and saddle on this guitar. That helps enhance the tone. Ooh, okay. I got a big long thing here. I should have thought to pre-request a great song for Remembrance Day After the War by that wouldn't have been an easy one. But I hadn't prepped something really thinking about Remembrance Day song wise, but I probably could. I've got one that I've done with a student, and I'm going to try to do it for you now without having planned ahead. I just got to think of what it's called. It's about Remembrance Day specifically, not really about the war, but about taking the time. So, a song about taking time at Remembrance Day. If you know the title of the song and you tell me, that will help me find it. Remembrance. And it's funny, you got to know how to spell remembrance time. Remembrance. Spell the word remembrance, right? It's not remembrance. I found it. And I've done it enough with students. I think I'll be able to do this. Ha! And Danielle got it too. A pittance of time. So we'll do that because I'm not going to pull off Sarah Celine without practicing. If you want to find out why John Connors says I can't just pull off Sarah Celine without any rehearsal, when the show's done, just go on YouTube and type her name or check out that song After the War, and you'll see why. Like, oh, that's not a. Oh, and Donna got it right too. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I think I got it here. All right, so I'm going to do one more song here that'll give a few more people a chance to vote on their favorite pick. So if hopefully you were here during that shootout time. So I went pick one was nylon, pick two was a one that's been around for a little bit as a tone pick, and then pick three was the new Black Mountain pick. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a pittance of time. They fought in summertime for their homeland. They fought and now some died. Now it's our land. Look at this little child. There's no fear in his eyes. Did he not show respect for other dads who have died? Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who went over. In peace may they rest. May we never forget why they died. It's a pittance of time. God forgive me for wanting to strike him. Give me strength so as not to be like him. My heart pounds in my breast, fingers pressed to my lips. My throat wants to bawl out, my tongue barely resists. But 2 minutes I will buy, it's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who went over. In peace may they rest, may we never forget why they died. It's a pittance of time. Read the letters and poems of the heroes at home. They have casualty battles and fears of their own. There's a price to be paid if you go, if you stay. Freedom is fought for and won in numerous ways. Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who aren't over. May we never forget how our young become vets, and at the end of the line, it's a pittance of time. It takes courage to fight your own war. It takes courage to fight someone else's war. Our peacekeepers tell of their own living hell. They bring hope to foreign lands that the hate mongers can kill. Take 2 minutes, would you mind? It's a pittance of time for the boys and the girls who go over. In peacetime our best still don't battle dress, and may they lay down. It's a pittance of time. In peace may they rest, unless we forget why they died. to pittance of time. All right. Whew. Danielle, thanks for that suggestion. Well, for suggesting a song on theme there. Sometimes these shows kind of find their own way. So that was nice. And Arnold, thanks for that. So who was the artist? Pittance of Time by, I think it was Terry Kelly. A Pittance. I want to give, Terry Kelly. So, if you check out the original, and it's got a great video with it too. And it hits on an interesting idea because, when you want to share this idea of taking time to remember and being respectful, and you see somebody who's not, I like how he mentioned that time that we should take to try not to, lash out either, because that's not going to help remember if we're just angry at somebody else while we're trying to take that moment. So, I like that. Give me strength so as not to be like him, even though he was frustrated that he didn't see the people around him taking that little bit of time. So, as I mentioned earlier in the show, you can come. It's going to be Sunday. There's in Keswick, and I don't know the times. Hopefully, it'll be going up online. I should know the times. It's all in our paperwork over there. But both in Keswick and Sutton on Sunday and Monday. And one of us will be out there with the sound system and making sure that you can hear it. So, anyways, so hopefully we'll see you then. I didn't get any more votes about the pick, so we're gonna have to just stick with Dan's opinion is the only one that matters today, because he's the only one who voiced one about the pick. And he also said nice job on the song. And Arnold, thanks for that too. It is a beautiful song. So here we go. So the first pick, a great flexible pick. It's called the Cat's Tongue. And what I like about it is the grip on it. Okay. So that's something, for somebody who's a beginner, I often say those are a good fit because it doesn't move around on you. Then the other one that's been my go-to pick for tone is by Graphtec. I mentioned their nuts and saddles out of the same material. They make picks. And now the new Black Mountain pick is got that bright but also warm tone in it. So it'd be interesting to see, like, if I keep using it, how it's going to land in there. And I've now gone both ways. I noticed I used it with the cork on the outside, and then I also tried it the other way too. Both are kind of cool. So it'll be interesting. I was trying to find online like which way it was designed to be held, and I couldn't find that. So all you're gonna have to do is take your pick. Thanks, Todd, for that. That's great. I'm usually pretty good on the puns, and segues. I'm big on segues, but that's an important one in there. So thanks for that. So thanks for joining us for the launch, pre-launch, let's call it, of the Black Mountain Flatpick. And if you're interested in us getting these in for you and you want to be in that first order, just give us a call at the store or drop by. And you don't even have to do a deposit on these. Just put your name and phone number on our new product order list, and we'll give you a call when they arrive, and you can be in on that first order. So, and I don't even have pricing for sure yet, but I believe they're going to come in a little 3-pack. Actually, I should be able to, hang on for a sec. I should be able to give you an idea. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe a 4-pack for about $30. So that's actually a very reasonable price for a handmade from vegetable ivory pick. So a 4-pack for about $30, it looks like. So you could come in and get your name on the list for that. And on Sunday and Monday, take your time to remember. All right. Thanks a lot for tuning in for the show. That's it for John Connors Live today. We'll have a good one.
If you love music, then do more than just listen. Connors Music.